Black Superman.
Not in this house.
Can you believe it? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Marco Dupa. That guy right there is Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Oh, what's up, Brewskis?
And tonight's brew is from the OEC Brewing Company. Adam, please, I just want to dive right into this motherfucker because we've got so much to discuss. So please tell the people what we're drinking tonight.
We have the OEC Brewing Coolship Lager Beer, product of USA, brewed by Ordinem Eccentrici Coctoris LLC from Oxford, Connecticut.
Yep, that's it.
And we've got a cold read.
Rocket.
Our Coolship Lager is brewed using a traditional double decoction mash in our copper kettle and hopped with fine European noble hops. After the boil, it rests in our copper Coolship for 1 hour. It is then transferred over our bottlot cooler down into open tanks for fermentation. After a cool fermentation using a classic Czech lager yeast, it is lagered at cold temperatures for several months prior to release. Please drink fresh. Please recycle. Thanks.
Right on. Well, I already introduced us. We're going to have a good time. This is the One Beer In Podcast. Thank you. And...
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 to 5 a.m. takes me to a place where I
one day I'll edit it, and I just won't put the music in, and we'll just sit here silently.
Waiting. Yeah.
We'll just sit here. It'll be super weird.
Just putting fart noises and stuff.
This is the One Beer In Podcast, the podcast where two brews crack open a brew, and we see where that one brew takes us. As I said before, my name is Marco Dupa, and that guy right there is Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Hey, girl.
Like, share, and subscribe everywhere that podcasts are sold or listened to. Please, I was taking a look at the podcast statistics and whatnot, just looking at the numbers, and I saw that we got a couple more reviews on Apple Music, and so we appreciate that. And anybody who listens to the show, if you have time, just go in there, throw a quick little review, a couple of sentences, or whatever you can contribute to the thing, because it helps when we're trying to sell this to people.
Yes.
It would be nice to be able to say, look at how many 5-star reviews that we have. And right now we're rocking a 15 out of 15 5-star reviews. So,
I feel like some stinker's going to go in there and go, let's give you a 3.
I mean, if you feel that the show is a 3 out of 5-star show, then you feel like the show's a 3 out of 5-star show.
Even if you feel that way, let us know, because then we can make it better.
Right.
But don't leave the review. Just comment and just be like, hey, guys, I think this would be better if you do it this way.
Yeah.
I would
don't
give
fuck
you
with the number score.
No, we need the numbers.
Yeah. Don't fuck with the stars. Just leave a review and say, this is what you can do to improve the show. And then we'll use that information, and then we won't do anything about it. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us. I'm so happy we got another episode in the can. This is episode 510, and man, oh man.
Did you just say 510?
510. 310.
510?
Jesus Christ. Why? I don't know. You know what's funny? When I was editing last week's, I called it 509.
Oh.
And then when I was trying to find it, when I was trying to find the audio later, I kept looking up 309. I'm like, I just
where is it?
I just bounced it. Where the fuck is the audio? And and then I realized I called it 509.
No, it just feels like it.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Black Superman. Let's just dive right in, because when this story hit, we both had a feeling that it's definitely gonna cause some ripples some waves.
Yes.
In the nerd community.
Headline reads, according to Matt Purslow of IGN.com, Warner Bros. Reportedly searching for black director and actor to front new Superman movie.
They're going to let him act and direct?
It apparently could be a period piece, too. That's what the subhead says.
They're letting him do everything.
Yeah. So what do you... I mean, it had been rumored and speculated for, the past couple years, I'd say, that they were thinking of doing a black Superman movie.
Mm-hmm. Two things before we get into it. Number one, shout out to Steve from Red Light, because he's the reason that I was so hyped on this. He was super hyped about it. And I was like, you know what? I want to try it. We had this Coolship on draft. So everybody, if you came in when we had it on draft, you got a good taste of it. But this, and then we have another one. He's so hyped up on it, got me excited about it, so I wanted to do it on the show. So shout out to Steve. And also, hair review. I mean, hair
Reveal?
Reveal. I said review.
Hair review.
Hair reveal.
3 out of 10.
It's getting there. It's getting there. I'm 2 months away from where it was.
Okay.
Before I shaved it all off.
Yeah.
In a manic state.
When you gave up.
I did.
I'll never forget.
Okay. Just had to get those two things of business out of the way. So, yeah. The article first reported, I think, by IGN. I think they were the first people to jump on top of this, if I'm not mistaken. And they're reportedly, this is all rumors, obviously. Nothing's been confirmed. But, I mean, a website as big as IGN running the story, it's probably from a pretty reliable source.
Yeah, you would hope. The last thing I'd heard about the project was actually Michael B. Jordan saying he wasn't involved yet.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were speculating that he was going to be Superman.
Yeah.
Cast as Superman.
I think he's a pretty obvious choice.
Yeah.
I mean,
physique alone.
Good actor. Shredded.
Yeah.
Just absolutely fucking Swiss cheese, that guy.
That man is Swiss cheese.
So, yeah, I mean, he's a pretty obvious choice. I saw some people saying that the dude from The Good Place. I never watched the show, but I've seen clips from it. And, they said that dude can play a good Clark Kent. And if he could beef up, he could play a good Superman.
Okay.
Hey, sweetheart. Come on. So, let's just get the obvious out of the way.
William Jackson?
Yeah, that guy. William Jackson. William Jackson Harper. So look that guy up. Apparently on the show, I mean, he wears glasses. He's got the bookish thing going.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
And he's not in bad shape either, actually.
Yeah.
He would have to get bigger than that, though.
Yeah. I mean, anyone would have to for Superman, you know? That's like a Thor level.
Yeah. I mean, even Michael B. Jordan being as big as he is, even he would have to
bulk up a
little.
Yeah. He's more shredded.
Yeah.
Lean, athletic. Yeah. But you got to, for Superman, you got to kind of...
Athletic. I mean, okay. We're beating around the bush a little bit. We're burying the lead.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen when this story goes crazy?
There will be zero complaints.
Everyone's going to be super happy about it.
Everybody's going to be super cool.
And here's the thing. That's kind of like what I'm so happy about when it comes to like modern nerd culture and American society as a whole.
It's just really cool.
Is that everyone's like super cool about stuff like this.
Really chill.
They're going to see this and be like, it's about time.
Totally. Let's do this. I'm
wait.
ready.
I am so on board. As a matter of fact, I have a couple of choices for a couple of Afro-Americans. Am I right?
Are they 80?
Well, woke white people usually are about 80.
No, it's true.
So they're either like super racist because they've lived through it and they're like, I don't know why things had to change.
Or they were there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been down the whole time. These new woke white people,
Yeah. Take them or leave them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You guys still not, there's still a lot to.
You got to prove.
Yeah.
Some stuff still.
Yeah. Just don't try so hard to be woke. That's the thing. Some of this, all of this stuff seems to be pretty common sense stuff.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like, keep your common sense.
Yeah.
Maybe don't lose your mind.
Yeah. No one's asking you to be, you don't have to be the new leader of the Black Panthers. Just use your common sense. Like, does it seem fair that some of this stuff is going on? If it doesn't seem fair, then you should do something about that.
Yeah.
That's all. It's not that hard.
Support some new voices, maybe.
You don't have to be woke. Just let a black guy do something like be Superman.
That'd be nice.
Man, I can't wait to see the fallout from this. I know that this article is just a rumor.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for this to become official, just to watch white people just lose their fucking minds over this.
Do you think that this is like a leak story to temperature check the general audience to see how they feel about this as an idea?
Well, the thing about that is it definitely could be, but we've talked before about these big companies and how hard it is to change directions of a ship that's already in motion. And if we've been seeing rumors for a black Superman for the past couple months already. This article comes out last night or early this morning.
I think it was earlier today, yeah.
And to me it seems like this thing is in motion. And it does feel like this is a heat check. Mm-hmm. But also, if people turn on this like they will, it doesn't seem like DC's going to be like, oh, I guess we can't do the project now.
Maybe, because I feel like it's in such an early stage, at least publicly, that they might be able to be like, okay, well, that's scrapped now, or that's like pushed back indefinitely until we find the right time to push this out.
Well, can you imagine it coming out that they did have plans to do this movie, and then due to public pressure, they back down? You know how shitty that would make Warner Brothers look and DC look if that's what they did? If they backed down because a couple of racists on Reddit were like,
"Not my Superman."
Yeah. It wouldn't reflect well on them. And
that's the thing too, is like I think even embracing for this outrage that may or may not come, but probably will.
It will.
I think that it's also not taking into account the silent majority of people who would probably be like, I'll check it out. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. You know?
I mean, most people feel that way. Most people are like, oh, cool. Let's see what they do with it.
Yeah.
The thing is, there a couple of things when it comes to actual comic book lore. Number one, Superman's an alien, so he can be whatever race the writers want him to be.
Sure.
The reason that he's white is because he was created in the 40s,
30s.
They weren't going to make a black Superman in the 30s.
No.
He was going to be the pinnacle of what American society,
truth, justice, the American way.
Black hair, blue eyes, good old white dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was like. Of course, that's what he looked like then. Number two, there is a black Superman in the comics. He's from a different, because DC has the multiverse,
right?
Or I guess they have a different name for it. I don't know if it's multiverse, but
same thing.
I'm sorry. Is this not a nerd podcast?
It's the same thing.
Don't just bail out on this. No, you can bet. Who gives a fuck? You're right. It's the same shit. But I think it's like Earth number 2 or
it's the multiverse.
It's multiverse. They call it the multiverse.
Everyone has a multiverse.
Yeah, everyone's got a fucking multiverse. And they have a black Superman. He's not Kal-El. He's different. He's Carl, I guess.
Carl L.
Oh man, come on, that was good.
This is not even that. It's not. It's not even that clever. I'm not even. I'm not going to give that to you.
Okay.
Come on.
Whatever. Fine. It's fine.
Try harder.
I thought it was good.
Carl.
I didn't even think of that one. I just shot.
Is
I just threw it out there.
A quote unquote black name?
Carl Winslow.
That's
Karl
one
Malone?
guy.
Karl
Okay,
Malone?
two. You got two.
Uh,
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. Carl is definitely a black guy's name.
Okay. All right, fine. I'll give it to you.
So, but no, seriously, there is a different. There is another. There's a black Superman on Earth 2 or Earth 3 or whatever, and he's not the Superman that me.
Calvin. Calvin's his name. Calvin Ellis.
No, that's his slave name.
Oh,
What's his
okay.
What's his Krypton name?
You
keep looking that up.
Okay.
Anyway, so here's the thing: if they want it to be comic book accurate, it definitely can be. That's the thing.
He's also Kal-El, apparently.
So it's just a different universe or whatever?
I guess,
Just a different dimension?
Action Comics number 9. His name's revealed to be Calvin Ellis.
Kal-El.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, comic book accuracy concerned, there is a black Superman.
Right.
So
it's not unprecedented
that
there's a black Superman.
Right. And it's just one of those things where, I mean, I know that the first thing that people are going to say is, oh, here we go with the wokeness and every character's got to be black or a woman, or, you know, they're taking all the white characters from us and blah, blah, blah. It's just.
What about the white straight males?
What about the white straight males? And
what are we to do?
I don't know. I don't know what to say to you guys. Enjoy the movie.
Or don't. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can vote with your wallet and say you don't support it because you didn't give it any money if you really feel that way. But
yeah, but the thing is, I saw this post on Instagram, and it was like a side by side, and it was a person who was like, "This is why Marvel is better than DC," and it was two YouTube posts, and one of them was the Phase 4 reveal that just came out.
Yeah,
and it had like 300,000 likes to like 10,000 dislikes. And then the other one was, I think it was the Snyderverse trailer, and it had like 100,000 dislikes to like 50,000 likes. So it got ratioed.
Okay.
And it was like, that's the reason the Marvel fan base is super supportive of pretty much everything that they do. You know, given some.
Yeah. We'll forget about Captain Marvel controversy.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean,
a bit much.
She's a woman, so what are you gonna do?
Of course.
Yeah, support that. And it's true. It's and I mean, it's just I at this point, as shitty as it is, it's just par for the course for comic book fans to just be so shitty about these things and to think that all this stuff is just. Can you for a second try to wrap your head around the character not being made black just so that there's a black Superman, but that it's just interesting to see another person
in that
attack this role?
Yeah. I mean, the first thing that came to mind when I saw this headline was, what we just saw with Winter Soldier and Falcon. Falcon and Winter Soldier, actually.
Yeah. Some would call it that.
Yeah, but just, I mean, it's not really a spoiler to say if you've caught up with all of Marveldom that obviously Falcon is turning into Captain America. Yeah. Right? But they had an entire series that played into the baggage that comes with that role.
Right.
As Captain America. And I feel like Captain America
as a black man as Captain America.
Yes. And I mean, Captain America alone by itself, even with a white hetero male as the next Captain America, it's not easy boots to fill, you know? But then put race into it and it becomes an entire different ball game.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of parallels that can be drawn between Captain America and Superman as far as truth, justice, and the American way.
Right.
And seeing a black person in that role.
Yeah.
And how impactful that can potentially be.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, even as you're watching the show, they know as the writers of the show, they know how impactful that is. Just the finale of the show and how it affects the people in the show, like regular people, when they see him finally revealed, and at the end, once they've stopped the terrorists or whatever and all that jazz, and he's doing that big speech, and it seems that there were, I would hope anyway, that there was a lot of black people in the writers' room, at least a couple of them that would understand. Like that, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but the Black Falcon thing, did I say that on the show?
I don't know. So
it's like midway through the season, and he shows up. This is when they first show up to go visit Isaiah, the secret black
Captain
super
America.
soldier. Yeah. And he's walking through the hood, and one kid is like, "Hey, it's Black Falcon."
yeah.
And I just thought that was so funny because that's how a lot of black folks know Falcon. They call him Black Falcon.
I think that was a line from a movie too. I think one of the movies they said, "Or you Black Falcon," and he goes, "It's just Falcon."
Yeah, it's such a poignant thing to include in the universe because it's real.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people who are like, Black Falcon, Black Falcon, Black Falcon. It's like, dude, he's just Falcon.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I thought he was the Black Falcon. I didn't think that I didn't know that it was just Falcon.
Well, you grew up with Black Panther. Not to take anything away from that character, but it's like,
it only makes sense.
It's such a clear thing that character's called Black Panther.
Yeah. So
he's not white Captain America.
right.
All right.
So I like
Brown Spider-Man.
I like that they added that, and it's like got its hands in the real world perception of this character.
Yeah.
And at the end of the series, you get a lot of opinions that are shared by people who are like real fans of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, to fans' credit, most of the reception that I saw was pretty positive.
Yeah.
Of Anthony Mackie taking over the
only negatives I saw was based on the actual merits of the show itself. Which is, totally cool to talk about.
Yeah. Shit on the show if you want.
Right.
Well, by the way, I loved it.
I did too. I thought it was a blast from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But away from that, I think the conversation with specifically a black Superman in the movies, and it seems like they're already kind of bracing for some kind of backlash. Within this article alone, it mentions that it's going to be a period piece,
right,
to separate it a little bit in the way that the Joker movie did, to set it in a time and place away from the Superman we currently know with like the Snyder saga.
Right.
So I feel like they're
so it's not even in the DC EU officially.
Right. It's like they're throwing a bone at this idea, but they're not fully committing to it.
Yeah.
Which, from a money perspective, I guess I get. It's still kind of crappy to think that they're like just kind of, let's give it a side project and see how this works out.
Yeah. It sucks, but that's kind of what they have to do.
Sure.
These companies, they have to do that. They have to make sure that they have to make sure that they're going to make their nut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That at the end of the day, it's like, look, we can pretend to be as progressive as we want to be, but at the end of the day, we have to make money on this thing. We're not going to stick our necks out to be the first company to have a black Superman.
Yeah.
Unless it's going to make us a bunch of money.
Well, and the question to me initially is, what keeps the Superman character from being black? What about him would not work as a black person?
There's absolutely nothing, as far as his characterization is concerned, that would prevent him from being black. Nothing.
That's exactly going to be my retort to anyone who has an issue with this. Because what is Superman supposed to be? An all-American, true blue, freedom-loving, kind-hearted guy who's supposed to be the quintessential, like we were talking about before, the quintessential American character.
Yeah.
That we can all strive to be. Because in the end of the day, he learned as much from his alien parents as he did his Earth parents, as far as being a good person,
Mm-hmm.
So why would his blackness get in the way of any of that?
I mean, being a black man in America could get in the way of that.
Well, and that just leads to such an interesting idea of him being literally an alien from outer space.
Yeah.
But then also feeling alienated in a way in the only home he really knows.
Yeah.
And playing with that adds only an extra layer to a character that a lot of people complain is too one note.
Yeah.
Well,
think about like Superman as a character currently. I mean, he like you said, I mean, he's an alien. He's a literal alien, but he falls in Kentucky? Kansas, sorry.
Smallville, Kansas. Come on, man.
He Middle America.
Yes.
His name is Clark Kent.
Mm-hmm.
He grows up to be a journalist.
Right. In the big city.
I mean, I'm failing to see how he struggled with anything, really.
Identity. Once he figured out that he was an alien and had powers.
Yeah, right, but that is exclusive to his character,
right?
Not exclusive to his experience as a white person in Middle America.
Yeah.
So
the conflict comes from his alien origins and his powers.
Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say that I've read every Superman book, so excuse my ignorance. I don't remember ever seeing them explore Clark Kent as a human being and his struggles as a white American in Middle America. Does he ever explore race? Does he ever?
I'm sure. The character's been around so long that I'm sure they've run the gamut of everything that's ever happened. Every headline you've seen in American culture, he's had to have dealt with in one way or another.
Right. But he's just, like you said, he's just so one note. I mean, I think that's fair criticism of the character, and it's fair criticism of the character because he's been around for so long. It's like, I mean, he was created in the 30s. What do you expect from him? You'd expect this super complex character. I mean, there wasn't even media wasn't complex at all.
Yeah.
I mean, literature was, but other than that, I mean, like what was actually thought provoking? What was actually
I think over time he's taken on more complexity and because he's become a vehicle for other stories to tell.
Yeah,
it's like he's become a symbol for what it means to be American, and he's become a symbol for like America's military power and a symbol for so many things have been imbued on that character because he is so simple.
Yeah,
that's one of the benefits, and
you simple bitch.
one of the benefits and difficulties with his character is that he is so simple, but you can add so much to that character. You can put your own story onto him. Throw him in a world that is as complex as the War on Terror is.
He's such
how he
he's
plays,
just a template. He's a superhero template.
Yeah.
And if you make that character black, the first thing that you have to do is go, okay, now what does that mean to be a black man in the middle of America? What is his experience like growing up? A guy who can't even make it to his mid-20s to early 30s. Without having to experience the things that a lot of black men in America have to experience.
Well, and also it leads me to ask what's the storyline here? Because is it that he has the same exact origins as Clark Kent? Does he just land in Middle America and get raised by a white couple?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Then he has some issue with dealing with why people treat him differently.
That's another layer to his character.
Sure.
Having white parents.
And then his parents have to then explain to him about his blackness and also his alien nature.
Well, yeah, and does blackness to him, what does that mean to him in America as an alien? I mean, his skin is literally just a different color.
Right.
That could be some kind of
parallel
metaphor or allegory to what's the difference between him and anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just go in so many different directions. It's such an interesting take on the character. Why wouldn't you just from a thought exercise aspect, be interested to see what writers can come up with.
It doesn't take away Henry Cavill at all.
No.
Like
well, it literally doesn't, because this Superman's not even going to be part of the DCEU,
Right,
so
right.
it literally doesn't take anything away from Henry Cavill's take, and we're still going to most likely get Henry Cavill as Superman back doing that. And I mean, we've talked a lot about how they are wasting Henry Cavill as an actor.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you want to take race out of it and just focus on the writing. Henry Cavill as a handsome, buff, white man is still not being used properly.
No.
So, I don't know. There's a lot of opportunity here.
The idea, or the fact that they are apparently looking for a black director makes me think that race is going to play a bigger part than just it not mattering at all. You know,
right.
they're not going to not speak on to that.
Well, it has to, because he's an American. It just has to come up.
Well, I mean, I could see it going the other way and it just being like he just happens to be black.
Well, then that would be a waste.
Sure.
That would be pointless to make him.
Sure. But that could be, I could see them making that the point is
Right.
like, it's just a Superman movie. He's just happens to be black. You know, why do you have a problem with that?
That's a meta commentary on the audience that I think would be really interesting, but also, again, I think would be a waste of the actual opportunity.
It would. It definitely would. I hope they don't go that route.
Yeah. So, all in all, I know people are going to have pretty strong opinions on this, and please share with us.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to hear people's opinions on this. I mean, even if you feel like you've listened to this for about 20-something minutes, you obviously know where we stand on it, but we want to know where you guys stand on it. So if you think that this is betraying the character, if you think that this is wasteful, if you think that this is just wokeness gone wild, social justice warriors creating these characters for no reason other than to satiate black America and this new woke agenda that America is going through right now, then please share your opinions. We promise not to block or delete your comment. We won't. I swear to God. I want all the criticism, dude.
Yeah,
I want it filled
We may
up
thumb
with
it
that shit.
down, but
We're
not going to delete it.
We have no power over if your shit gets voted down.
Yeah.
But it'll never get deleted.
No.
Even if you say something really shitty about myself. But if you say anything about Adam, I'll fuck you up.
You heard him.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's that. Let us know your opinion. Anyway, I mean, that's a pretty big story, but I mean, even bigger than that, we have an actual white supervillain.
I was going to say, speaking of vitriol on the internet.
I mean, I don't get on. I mean, look at that. That is, it's such a.
Is this your king?
They knew what they were doing with that picture.
For sure.
Who wrote this?
NPR.
Oh yeah,
NPR.
They definitely know what they were doing with this.
Headline from NPR, written by Shannon Bond. Facebook ban on Donald Trump will hold. Social networks oversight board rules.
So if you were buried under a rock this week, let us inform you. The Trumpster, old Drumpf, he's trying to slither his way back onto social media. And currently what he's been doing is releasing statements from the office of the former president. Former or current, depending on how you look at how the election went.
Ain't my president.
And basically what he's been doing is releasing these statements online, sharing his opinion to the world, sort of like a blog post.
Yeah, he's blogging. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's basically just a blog.
It's just a blog.
And this week, I guess there was some sort of appeal that was being heard.
Yeah.
On behalf of Donald Trump rejoining Facebook, which would inadvertently get him back on Instagram because Facebook owns Instagram. If you didn't know that, voila. And they went back and looked at it and they said, no, we're not going to let him back on. But they have to go back and they have to, first of all, they have to, I guess, justify why, right? They have to be consistent with why he's still banned. And they have to make sure that every other ruling going forward is consistent with the reason that he's banned.
And more so just examining if the ban initially was justified.
Yeah.
It's like an internal hearing, basically,
right,
over the banning of Donald Trump.
Which is really funny because, like, who initiated this? Who within the company was like, you know what we should do? We need to go back and look at, like, did we do the right thing the first time?
I don't think most of the higher-ups really care. I think this is all optics to get a lot of the right wing off of their back.
Yeah. But it only draws more attention when they don't reinstate him.
Sure.
I mean, it opens up that door where you're like, well, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We could. I don't know. I'm just saying.
And then
they don't do it.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, because I'll say just from personal experience, it's really wild to go on social media and not see anything from him. Not just his actual posts, but people retweeting him.
It definitely is a different face of social media, but I have to say he's kind of like the emperor, where like his spirit is still felt.
He's floating above and he's
yeah like his presence is still there because the people who agree with him and continue to push his agenda are still doing that. It hasn't stopped them. But
do it.
But yeah, I mean, it is. There's been a noticeable difference on Twitter, especially without him on it, on the platform.
Yeah. So, Facebook came to this conclusion and said that we're not going to reinstate him. We are going to go back and look at, all this other stuff, and we're going to have a closer eye on when it comes to banning people going forward.
They've given themselves 6 months to either ban him permanently or to reinstate him.
Yeah. So 6 months from now, they'll probably reinstate him. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah, for
There's no way that he stays off of social media forever. I just don't see it happening.
There's no way.
The reason that they banned him in the first place was because of the whole insurrection where our government almost collapsed and people are pretending like that didn't happen.
Do these guys look like insurrectionists to you?
Did you see that video of the dude who it was a local government hearing and they kicked him out and he dipped and he just let those dudes in?
Yep.
Fucking wild, bro. Fucking crazy.
And I've seen comments defending him saying he was just trying to leave. They walked in as he was trying to leave. It's not that big of a deal. Everyone has to come up in a tizzy whenever some insurrection happens to happen.
Bro, if you work I work at the bar. If some dude was sitting outside the door when it was supposed to be locked, and he's just standing out there, and then I open it and he's like, "Hey man, do you mind?" Like, I'd be like, "Who the fuck are you?"
What if he's like, "I love what you're doing. I hate these guys in here. I really want."
Hey, whatever you have to say, how about you go in there and you say it right to their face? Are you armed?
I would love to take a lectern from inside of this bar if he'd be so kind.
And just take it home with me. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
That's it.
I mean, seriously, there's just, I mean, dog, I'm paranoid when I'm when we're closing and I'm cleaning and I hear like the door open and shit.
Yeah.
I look and I'm like, who the fuck?
Who are you?
Who the fuck is? Yeah. I'm paranoid about that. The idea of just some dude standing out there and it wasn't just some guy. It was like. It was like people, 8 of them out there
with
who
like
were like
signs
for the,
and flags.
Don't tell me you didn't know what they were doing out there. All it takes is 2 seconds for you to be like, who the fuck are y'all?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Why are you sitting at the emergency exit? This is a closed door session.
I mean, if anything, he could have helped He could have been like, "Hey, I hear you guys. You're not allowed in."
Yeah. He could have done anything more than what he did.
Yeah.
Anyway, Donald Trump was banned from social media. You know why. I'm not going to do this. So he's... the reason I bring all that back up is because the further we get away from that incident, the less people remember, the less it's, fire in people's psyche.
Yeah.
Because even now, when you bring it up, there's enough people who go, yeah, the government almost collapsed, and it's because of Donald Trump and people like him. And so you can still point to those things, and people still remember, right? But a year from now,
and that's the thing. I feel like with enough time, anything can be excused. You know, I feel like with more and more time, people go, "You're remembering that wrong," or "It wasn't that big of a deal. Nothing even really happened."
Well, think about. I know this is taking it to the extreme, but I don't think it's that far-fetched. Think about Holocaust deniers.
Yeah.
Think about people who, to you and I, that is a given fact. It's not even something to. It's not a.
It's a historical fact.
Yeah. But there are people out there who are like, that's not how it went down.
Actually, it's a Jewish lie.
Not nearly as many people died as you think they did.
Right.
In fact, blah, 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 blah. And so it's really not that far-fetched to think, like, give it a couple of years and this will be washed over with the waves of history.
Right.
And by the time that we look back on this as, like, when we're in our 50s and 60s, we're looking back on when this happened, there will be people who are like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are exaggerating.
There was
like 10 people there.
There was a guy dressed up with a buffalo hat.
Yeah, buffalo hat, and some guy took a fucking thing, and he walked out, and some guy had a flag or whatever. It really wasn't that bad. Did we really need to ban the president of the United States?
Yeah.
From Facebook?
I respect the office, okay?
So, right now we're in a place where we still look at things like that, and we still have enough. It's still early enough in our memory. It's not far enough away for us to ignore it, but it's only a matter of time, you know. And so he was banned. I should say rather, they upheld the ban. And simultaneously, while they were upholding this ban, Donald Trump was creating. I don't even know what you call it.
It's a blog.
I guess
it's just a blog. It's just
right?
a blog. Yeah. It's just a blog that he makes fake tweets on.
Yeah. Yeah. He tweets from this. So Donald Trump created, it's called From the Desk, right? From the Desk. Donald Trump.
DonaldJTrump.com.
So basically, okay. Basically, Donald Trump hired a guy to go on Squarespace and buy the domain name DonaldJTrump.com, and then
/desk.
And he's that's brilliant. It has to be /desk. It can't just be the home. It can't be the landing page of the website. It has to be /desk.
We can learn about Donald Trump.
Can you imagine?
We can see the latest news going on about Donald Trump.
Well, there's no just landing page of the desk or of the website.
I think the homepage is the desk of Donald Trump. I'm pretty sure. Oh, DonaldJTrump.com
that's the landing page.
Is its own main site.
So here's the thing: if you buy a domain name on Squarespace, or if you use Squarespace to buy a domain name, when you're building the site, one of the tabs is like you can link to a blog post if you want to, and that's pretty much what he's done.
Yeah.
So instead of tweeting or instead of posting on Facebook or whatnot, what he's done is created this website. I guess he hired one of his I don't want to say social media guys, but like it was like a
intern.
Not an intern. It was a guy who was surprisingly high up in his I don't know, entourage.
Yeah.
I don't know what you even call his. But anyway, sorry. They built a site, and that's basically what he's going to be using now going forward until he can get back on social media sites is his blog.
Yeah.
So it's 2003, and he's using what it amounts to a WordPress to tweet out how he feels about things. And as soon as the hammer came down, he had a lot to say about that.
Yep.
So do you have that pulled up? Is all of that his words?
Yes, these are his words, apparently. You can see the alt caps
Yeah.
and the exclamation marks.
I mean, it's literally just like looking at his Twitter account.
He made his own Twitter to talk about stuff. So this is one I think it was specifically about the Facebook ban. Shall I?
Please.
I'm not going to do the accent.
Why not?
Do you want to? You want to give it a spin?
Hold on. I haven't done a Donald Trump impression in a long time because he's been gone.
What Facebook,
with
Twitter, and Google has done is a total disgrace and an embarrassment to our country. Free speech has been taken away from the President of the United States because the capital radical left lunatics,
That's branding right there.
It is.
are afraid of the truth, but the truth will come out anyway. Bigger, stronger than ever before. The people of our country will not stand for it.
I'm going JFK.
Yeah.
These
you
corrupt social media companies must pay a political price
and must never again be allowed to destroy and decimate our electoral process.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Honestly, one of the better Trump impersonations that I've heard.
No, it's no good.
No,
give me a little more time. A little more prep time.
You gotta. I mean, we haven't heard him in so long.
I haven't heard him in so
It's hard,
long.
yeah, it's hard.
It's
It's hard to
hard.
keep that. It's hard to keep that impression going. I feel you. So, yeah, I mean, it's we'll see what happens with that. You know, that's really where this kind of stands right now. He obviously wasn't happy about it, and Facebook did kind of what we thought Facebook was gonna do. It's going to be interesting to see how the other social medias kind of react to that. What if he pops up on Snapchat and like he just starts
TikTok?
Right. Oh, that would be the ultimate irony if he created a TikTok account and like blew up on TikTok.
Yeah. He starts like dabbing.
Trump just doing TikTok dances and shit.
Well, we can't trust this article because apparently Facebook is among NPR's financial supporters.
Oh, wow. Wow.
The truth comes out.
So literally everything we just said for like the past 20 minutes is null and void. Wow. Wait. They are?
Apparently.
Damn, NPR.
They probably sponsored, yeah.
Damn,
dog.
You don't know how that money is changing hands on these websites.
Mm-hmm. That's why they picked that picture.
Right. You gotta watch this on. You gotta be on YouTube for this, but the impression starts with when he starts to talk, you gotta do the lips. And
that's what I was missing. It was the lips.
It was the lips.
It was the
lips. That's where he starts. He does this. If you're gonna cough, please leave the room. And every time he puts a button on a sentence, these hands, these small hands, they separate.
It's a
It's
a pretty small hand.
He's just a gross looking dude. He's just so gross looking, man.
He is.
Oh God.
You don't want to boil it down to that.
Can you imagine like the women?
No.
Women
let's end it there.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Let's end it
So,
there.
wait. We got one more because we got time for one more.
Okay. I meant let's end that topic.
Oh yeah. Let's get off of that because
yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oy. Oh,
Michelle. Actually, we did the most relevant ones.
It's true. I guess the quick breaking news about Universal, since we're Florida boys over here.
Yeah.
They are apparently enforcing a 3-foot distance rule
Florida
as opposed
boys.
to a 6-foot, as the rest of the country currently still has.
Oh yeah, I mean if you're not aware, Governor DeSantis was like, "It's all good, it's all good." Them numbers,
Yeah.
don't worry about that
Don't
shit.
worry
You know what
about
I'm
it.
saying?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
We're fine.
You're good.
You're
I'm
fine.
good. You just fucking walk in.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Tell you gotta wear a mask? Not in my state. Nuh-uh.
Yeah. He effectively cut any local government from mandating masks and social distancing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
the deal,
so
right?
basically what he did was he lifted all of the emergency mandates.
Yeah. But still accepted the emergency money.
Interesting.
Right.
So, I mean, local ordinances are still up to local officials. So Governor DeSantis can't stop, say, the mayor of Orlando from saying, look, you still got to wear a mask.
Is that true?
So here's the thing.
Because I understood it as like he set in motion banning local, like city governments from being able to mandate masks and stuff like that.
Well, okay, so as I understand it, this is what he had done before, which was local governments can still, like, as a private business, a company can say, we still require you to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Right? And that just goes for, like, as a local business, you can require somebody to wear shoes, wear a shirt,
Sure.
or no service, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how they're looking at it, as in, if you're not wearing a mask, we're not serving you.
Right.
Can anything happen if you decide to not wear a mask in a business that requires you to wear one?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right.
At this point, nothing can happen. Governor DeSantis has decided that you won't get any fines or criminal charges. If somebody kicks you out of a business, that's it.
Yeah.
That's just the end of it. You got
Right.
kicked out of a private business for disobeying the rules of said private business.
Yeah. And he had already made it so you wouldn't have to pay any fines for not wearing a mask in a certain place or not social distancing, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. But we're at a point now where he's pretty much lifted all emergency ordinances. According to Governor DeSantis, quote, "We are no longer in a state of emergency." So, you heard it here first, folks. The state of Florida is no longer in a state of emergency. And you know what? To be honest with you, dude, I don't fucking know anymore, man. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
How can you know?
How can you know?
I mean,
People are saying that he's cooking the books. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not going to say that he is because I don't know.
And DeSantis, here's a direct quote from the CNBC article by Amanda Macias. I think that's the evidence-based thing to do in response to, stopping the emergency ordinances.
But I like, if the numbers are on their way down, why not just ride that momentum until we get to a point where they're at a number that says we can do this, as opposed to jumping the gun on these things? Why not just ride that wave? Why not just ride the momentum into, like, if the numbers are truly going down and we're at a place where I think we can, I don't know, dude, just better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah.
If you're at a place where you're hoping or thinking that maybe we can lift the mask ordinance, just wait a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, the thing that scares me about even the numbers going down and us literally getting back to normal, if the company or if the business that we are going into decides no masks, no problem, literally back to normal.
Yeah.
Literally, like, no masks, no social distancing, whatever. Like, it's 2019, baby.
Yeah.
Is that this, I recently saw the Seychelles apparently is going through, even though they are the most vaccinated nation, they're now going through another surge and having to get back to lockdown status. And they don't have the same vaccines that we've got over here. Apparently, Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson and
shout to that J&J, dog.
what was the third one?
Moderna.
Are apparently better than what they have over there in the Seychelles, but
Well, they have that international one.
yeah. They're like protein based, I think. I think it's protein based.
Yeah, the one that's it's basically just a vitamin B shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some water.
Yeah. It's a saline solution.
Yeah, but apparently, like, their numbers are skyrocketing. So I'm afraid of that happening here, where we're suddenly getting cocky about it, and then, we have mutations, and, we have people not being safe because it seems safer all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And we're getting this from the governor of the state going, yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Have fun. And then we end up right back where we were, and we end up, worse off because we just couldn't be patient for another couple months.
Right.
And so that's my concern in this. And we brought this up because it was, hot story today. Apparently, Universal is now doing the 3-foot distance instead of the 6-foot distance.
Right.
And also, what was it? There was one more safety thing that the temperature checks they're not doing anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So they've cut those two things down. You still have to wear a mask outside and all that stuff, but
which the temperature check thing has, I think we've all kind of established that like wasn't really
super effective.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that they were still like, yeah, but we're still going to check your temperature anyway.
Well, the thing is, in my head, what is the cost benefit analysis of it? Like, if you're going there and you happen to have a fever and you don't know it, and you pop on their temperature check, that's fine. What does it cost them? It's just somebody going,
costs nothing. By the way, though, how do you have a fever and not know it?
Right. That's my question too.
Like, bro.
But maybe, I mean, that's the thing. Maybe you do know it, but you've planned your entire summer to go to Universal Studios to ride the Raptor Challenge or whatever the hell it's called. And you're there with your entire family who is a week away from showing symptoms because you currently are, and you're saying, God damn it, we spent $2,000. We're going to do this.
Spent too much money on this goddamn trip.
Right. So I'll just deal with it.
We brought Meemaw out from Alabama. All right.
It's a family reunion.
We're going. Well, and then you get there, and they're like, beep. Dude, 103? Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? Well, that's even worse, right? Because you show up, you've got the family in tow, you've spent all this money to get there.
Yeah.
You get there, and you pop for a fever, and they're like, "You can't come in, sir." Wouldn't that be worse than just accepting the fact that you can't go today?
Well, and that's my thing. Is like, if you have those checks and balances, you can the rest of the people there, the thousands of people who are there that day, can go slightly easier throughout their day, knowing that that person who pushed for it isn't going to be walking next to you coughing in your face.
Well, guys don't have to worry about that because there are no temperature checks and you can be within 3 feet of a person, which is such a weird, arbitrary thing to be like, no longer 6 feet, 3 feet.
Don't even do it anymore at that point.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. 3 feet is literal, like, social space.
Yeah.
That's like, if anyone's closer than 3 feet from me that I don't know, there's a problem.
Yeah. 3 feet is about an arm's length away from somebody else. It's just like, well, he's right next to me.
Yeah.
If I reached out far enough, I could pull him in for a hug. So at that point, it's just like, well, what's the difference? If I cough and I don't leave the room, I cough in your direction 3 feet away from you, what difference is that? So what are we doing, guys?
Yeah,
I mean, just lift everything or don't.
Yeah.
Like, so, all that to say, hey, Halloween Horror Nights?
I was watching, the Tim Tracker. The
No.
guy, he's a big.
The guy just walks through the parks. And
Yeah,
shit?
yeah, he's a big YouTube like amusement park guy.
Mhm.
He was there for the new Raptor roller coaster and On Its Adventure,
Yeah.
and he was there literally for a preview, like for a annual pass preview for the ride, and he got there like super early, and even then, like waiting to because actually at that point they were still doing the temperature checks, which pushed people back, so they would do like one part of the moving sidewalks and then another side of it, and they would go kind of like back and forth.
Yeah.
Seeing the amount of human mass that was just there waiting to get their temperatures checked alone, I went, oh, this doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I mean, even being fully vaccinated, like, call me anxious because I am, but I don't know. Like, I don't know when I will feel comfortable to be around that many people shoulder to shoulder.
I know, that's the thing, dude. It's such a tough thing, man, because I don't know. Like, part of me is, I hate to be one of the people who's just like, I'm tired of this, I'm sick of this, blah blah blah. But like, part of me is just like, look, I'm vaccinated. I wear my mask, as often as possible, but I also am sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah. I was just thinking, things for me at least would be way different if my mom didn't have lupus, and I didn't have other people in my life who were immune deficient.
Right.
I wasn't myself in a place where I am more susceptible to catching stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Because then, at least, like, I think the biggest thing for me, because, if I get sick, it's on me.
Yeah.
I know I did something and it happened, right? Or maybe I didn't, and I just got a bad hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at least it's just me. If I never saw my family, if they were, in Kentucky or something, and I never saw them,
Yeah.
I would feel more comfortable, I think, going out and doing things and being around other people, et cetera, et cetera. But the impending guilt of potentially getting someone else sick who's at risk, too much for me.
Yeah.
It's too much. It makes me anxious to the point where I don't have a good time. And I've realized that. So if I'm ever going to do like a big group thing, I think, like, first of all, it has to be a serious thing that I really want to do. Like, if I really want to go to Horror Nights, let's say, I think if conditions aren't way better, I may take 2 weeks off from seeing my parents. Just to be safe, just for peace of mind,
But still be able to go.
Yes,
You go to Horror Nights, then
Yes.
you take 2 weeks from seeing it. Right.
exactly. Just to be safe.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, you know what? It's funny you bring that up. I haven't gotten tested in a while since. I mean, I got vaccinated, so I'm like, should I get tested again? I was such a testing whore.
yeah,
I got tested so much
it's good.
because I was so paranoid about it that I
Yeah.
was like, I need to know what my status is at like all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one of sane mind is leaving this past year and a half the same.
Right.
Like, we're
Yeah.
all different.
That's not. Yeah. It's
some way.
It's changing people. I got my mask right here.
There you
Just
go.
Keep it with me at all times.
Look at that.
All times, baby.
Look at that.
Look at. Put it around the thing. I got this mask and I was like, I finally got one of those like fitted masks,
Mhm.
because I've been always just using like a medical mask or like a KN95.
Yeah.
This one is actually like a cloth like fitted mask. I feel like a ninja with this one on.
Nice.
Black. Fitted to my face.
Can I just say the white mask's always gross?
Gross.
I don't like the white
Gross.
mask.
Yeah.
It looks like a diaper.
Looks gross.
I don't
Yeah,
enjoy.
so
I don't
bad.
like it.
Yeah.
Black mask.
Black mask.
Blast mask.
Blast mask. Blast mask.
Blast masker.
Blast mask.
Yes.
Black masks all the way.
All the way.
All
And
the
the KN95, actually my personal favorite.
Yeah.
Because it does give you that weird duck beak,
Yeah.
but way more comfortable.
Way more comfortable. Way more breathable.
It's not smushed on your nose.
Yeah.
It's not smushed on your nose.
I bought a bunch of piece of shit KN95s on Amazon. Didn't look at the company. I just bought them because I wanted black ones.
Right.
Didn't look at the company. They got to my house. All of them ill-fitting.
Oh.
I bought like a 30-pack and all of them don't fit. I'm just going through them and just like, why do they fit this way? Like,
This is for dogs.
Yeah, and they're just like, they sit here and then like they're just, I can feel air coming out from the top of it. And I'm like, that's useless. That's pointless.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, what you said is true. There's no way that if you're a sane person, there's no way that you come out on the other side of this unchanged. And it really is going to be an adjustment for a lot of people to go, okay, what is truly, memes aside, what is truly the new normal for people in our position?
Yeah.
30-something-year-olds who want to get their lives back on track, but who have responsibilities to people in their lives.
Yeah.
You know, your story is not unique to you.
Mm.
You know, there are a lot of people out there who have a responsibility to their family, to their friends, to the people in their lives who are immunocompromised or just, you know, it's going to be a harder adjustment for those people. And the answer is not just figure it out and deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think at the end of the day, what's so troublesome about this is we all want these companies to be able to pay their employees. We all want these businesses to get back on track. We don't want to see Florida fall into the sea, no matter how much the rest of the country wants that. We fucking live here, so we don't want the country or the state to just fall into the ocean.
Yeah.
We don't want bad things to happen to these companies, but we also want this transition to be as safe and as humane as possible. And the idea of just going,
it's over,
we're done,
is
kind of wild. And I hope that, because it feels like a lot of local businesses are going, he may say that, but we are going to be responsible.
I've seen posts all over because, you know, we follow a bunch of breweries and stuff, all posting, hey, by the way, still got to wear a mask here.
Right.
Just to let people know.
And I commend these businesses for that. I don't want people to get too paranoid and never go back to normal.
Sure.
But we also have to be safe about this kind of stuff.
Again, it's common sense stuff, guys. It's common sense.
Common sense.
You know, like we need business, obviously. We need to get back to business. But at the same time, do it safely. That's all it is. Just, again, common freaking sense. Please.
Yep.
Please.
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 But I mean, hey, DeSantis, if you're right, I hope you are.
Yeah.
Because we have no choice in the matter.
Look at that.
We live in this state.
Smug face. People are saying that like he's a front runner for the for 2024.
I'm sure he is. You know why? He's playing right by the Trump book.
Yeah.
Like, if you voted for Trump, why wouldn't you vote for DeSantis?
Look, he's even got the small hands like him.
He does. And he does this. He does this thing.
He's taking.
Yeah. He learned it from Daddy.
Yeah, learned it from Daddy. Yeah. I'd like to see a politician's closet, not his like metaphorical closet, but like his literal closet, and see like how many suits does one politician own? It's
got to be a lot.
Well, that's the thing. I see pictures like that, and I'm like, okay, so he owns a blue one, a black one, a brown one, and then he just changes white T-shirts, probably or white undershirts, obviously, because you can't wear the same white undershirt all the time.
Sure, yeah.
So you change the white undershirt. How many red ties does he own, do you think?
Don't most Republicans wear blue ties?
Yeah, they like to flip it on the head.
Flip it.
And so he can't wear a blue suit with a blue tie.
Right.
Black suit, blue tie, or like a gray suit, or maybe a like a navy blue But you can't do blue on blue.
Well, a lot of conservatives, I feel, dress conservatively. So it's not going to be a lot of poppy colors. It's not going to be very, like, there's going to be no pastels. It's not going to experiment too much.
They're not going to be fly, basically.
Yeah, it's going to be very basic bones, blue, black, navy blue.
Yeah, grays.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I would like a section of my closet to be suits. And I wonder about, like, a politician. Do you think that they just like, it's a blue suit kind of day. It's a blue suit, red tie kind of day.
I had the same thought when it came to news anchors back when I worked for WFTV.
Ah, yeah. You should have asked one of them. Like, what's your closet situation?
I should have, because, like, they all have the same outfits, right? It's like the men have the same blazers and the same, suit setup.
Yeah.
And then all the women have the same style of, like, I don't even know the fabric. It's like a thick kind of, like, conservative look of dress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Flashy though. So it's more flashy than, like, a politician.
For sure. Well, especially if you're like a weatherman, you're like, ooh, it's gonna pop today.
No. Sports guys.
Oh, the sports
guy.
The sports guys. Yeah.
They can wear, like, the checkered pattern suits.
Yeah. They come out with the plaid, plaid on plaid, and you're like, what's going on here? Look at this guy. Yeah. That's a bad suit. DeSantis, you got bad suits, boy. You got bad suits. You know what I'm saying? Get a new suit. Get like 3 new suits.
Bad suits.
You want to run for president? Get a new suit. Fucker. All right. What do you think? We got it?
I think we got it.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, we have to review this beer. Tonight's brew was from the OEC Brewing Company. It's the Coolship Lager.
Czech style blonde lager.
Adam, what did you think, my friend?
It's pretty good. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Let me get one little tasty.
One little nip.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty full bodied, is what I'd say, of a lager, where you get a lot of flavor.
Yep.
I will say there is just a hint of a bit of bitterness at the very tail end of it for me. I don't know if you're getting that, but in my palate, I'm getting a little bit of bitterness at the very kick at the very end. It's a little off-putting, just a little bit. But besides that, it's a very easy drinking, flavorful, tasty beverage. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a very solid 4.
Okay. I will say that I do taste what you're talking about. To me, it's not so off-putting. I actually dig it. As a lager, most lagers, if it's probably your introduction to beer is a lager or a pilsner, or some kind of Helles or Pils. Oh, they're all kind of in the same family, right? Mostly.
Yeah.
And
German style.
For me, my introduction into craft beer was trying to find, like, the best lagers I could find. And then I transitioned to stouts and porters and stuff like that. And then after that was IPAs and things like that.
Pretty natural transition.
So for me, I really enjoy this as, like, just a very refreshing lager. But yeah, like you said, there's that little bitterness at the end. To me, it makes it a little more interesting, a little more just makes it stand out from any, like, run of the mill lager. So
yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay. I was on the cusp. of 4.5. That's why I said a very strong 4.
Strong 4.
Because you're right. The little kick of bitter, I actually prefer to too much sweet.
Yeah.
Because we've seen ones that have a bit too much maltiness at the end.
Oh yeah.
And it ruins it.
Yes, for sure.
So they went the right route, but you know.
All right. So a 4 for you, sir.
That's right.
And a 4.5 for me.
Stick it to it.
Good?
I'm good.
Well, let's get the fuck out of here then. This has been the One Beer In Podcast for myself, Marco Dupa, for Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
My Superman's black.
Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer, and always, always, always have a beautiful evening.
We love you.
Lost to be
This